New Mexico Broker Basics, page 49. Figure 4, period 1. Protect your family from lead in your home. Protect your family from lead in your home. EPA, United States Environmental Protection Agency. United States Consumer Product Safety Commission. United States Department of Housing and Urban Development. June 2017. Page 50. What is not required? This rule does not require any testing or removal of lead-based paint by sellers or landlords. This rule does not invalidate leasing and sales contracts. Enforcement of the Residential Lead-Based Paint Hazard Reduction Act of 1992 is the responsibility of HUD and the EPA. And the Department of Justice. The EPA and HUD are carrying out enforcement independently and jointly with the assistance of the Department of Justice. The policies between the two departments differ slightly. However, they use the same methods at the penalty stage for violators. HUD is focusing on compliance with the requirement as they apply to property rentals in large urban areas. HUD officials will generally show up at an office to conduct unannounced inspections. The EPA may conduct unannounced inspections, or it may send a letter alerting the owner/managers of a visit. A response policy can be found on the EPA's website at www.epa.gov/land/enforcing-laws-and-regulations. Federal penalties and private actions. HUD authority. Civil penalties up to $11,000 for each violation. EPA authority. Civil penalties up to $11,000 for each violation. Criminal penalties up to $11,000 for each violation. Private action. Civil liability and direct compensation. Title 10 states any person who knowingly violates the provisions of this section shall be jointly and severally liable to the purchaser or lessee in an amount equal to 3 times the amount of damages incurred by such individual. This provision also authorizes the court to award court costs, reasonable attorney fees, and expert witness fees to a prevailing plaintiff. Lead renovation, repair, and painting program. The EPA has issued a final rule under the authority of Section 402(c)(3) of the Toxic Substances Control Act, TSCA, to address lead-based paint hazards created by renovation, repair, and painting activities that disturb lead-based paint in target housing and child-occupied facilities. Target housing is defined in TSCA Section 401 as any housing constructed before 1978, except housing for the elderly or person with disabilities, unless any child younger than 6 resides or is expected to reside in such housing, or any 0-bedroom dwelling. Under this rule, a child-occupied facility is a building or a portion of a building constructed before 1978, visited regularly by the same child, younger than 6, on at least 2 different days within any week, Sunday through Saturday period, provided that each day's visit lasts at least 3 hours and the combined weekly visits last at least 6 hours, and the combined annual visits last at least 60 hours. Child-occupied facilities may be located in public or commercial buildings or in target housing. This rule establishes requirements for training renovators, other renovation workers, and dust sampling technicians. For certifying renovators, dust sampling technician, and renovation firms. For accrediting providers of renovation and dust sampling technician training. For renovation work practices and for record keeping, interested states, territories,